All right, guys, we're here in this cove. Look at the birds. We've just literally been cruising around, new area, looking for a couple things: birds and bait and boils, and we're getting all three of them back here. Birds are going crazy. There's a lot of big bait back here, so we're trying to be as quiet as we can. Like, this is as far as we can go.
Not much big bait. They're all hitting a little tiny bait, so we might have to go to the nub lure.
Try to get back there and squeeze. Oh gosh.
Yeah, they're hitting up under these trees. Oh, right on this point.
That deserves fish.
Watch this. Oh.
They know we're here, but I don't know if they care or not.
Got him. There we go.
Oh
man, had one.
What are you using? Slim Shady Bomber?
I have the bomber on.
All right, I got the 2.0, so I'm gonna get back there like a good brother would.
Buzzing right along.
Oh,
there we, oh man, I think, there we are.
Snook?
Yeah, I think these are a lot of smaller snook. I've heard some bigger pops that might be some bigger ones. This is under slot.
Oh, we can pluck another one out of here. All right. Ooh,
yeah, they're back there.
That?
They're back there hidden. So we got out here early, and this is a really high tide. We were catching nothing. It's one of those times I didn't see any bait. We weren't seeing anything. Ooh.
And like so fireworks going off back there.
And so we didn't waste time in the dead zones. We just kept going. And then we found this area with a bunch of bait fish. And these snook, so there's a little snook there. Not a giant one, but a solid fish. But these snook are basically pinned this bait fish in this little cove. And that one just couldn't resist the old bomber.
Do you guys hear this?
For these snook, I beef up the end there. So that's a 30-pound leader at the end, and it goes to a 20-pound leader, and then the 10-pound braid. Let's see if we can catch another one.
Golly. There's just nowhere else we can really go, so we got to sit right here, but they're back here. I had a couple strikes, but...
What's also out here are the stinking no-see-ums. They're brutal.
Oh, it's been brutal. You think, like, we woke up this morning, it was in the low 70s. We're like, oh man, this feels so good. There we go.
Oh, there you are.
Like, it feels so good. And we get out here and there's no wind. It's like just basically just slack high tide. And we're out in these mangroves. If you're listening, we're literally just a corner of a mangrove with no wind or anything. And doggone, it is brutal. And old JoJo's on Slam Shady 2.0. That was quite a few feet off the mangrove line. I was just reeling in fast, not expecting too much. We gotta love these little snookies. Oh, there we go, quick release. Booyah. Check my leader. All good. See if we can do it again. 2.0, little Dr. Juice. You guys haven't tried that combo yet. Be missing out.
Deadly.
We finally got the, and we fixed, by the way, the sprayer. So I'm holding up, if you're listening, this is the big 4 ounce, the kind of tournament edition of Dr. Juice. And some of the sprayers, if it got like too hot, if you left it out in the boat, was clogging up a little bit. So we fixed that. The new ones are in, much better. Check this out. When it's water, you can see that little oil slick. And this oh man, now they're hitting behind us here. I'm going back behind it. Whoa. Oh, can you hear them? I don't know if the microphone's picking this up.
I need to get the old topwater plug out.
Oh, that's a good point. I might do that now that I know they're behind us.
Got them.
You get another one in there?
Yep.
I'm gonna go a little underhand.
About the same size as the other one.
See if I can get one more.
We're trying to keep us out of the trees. This guy's taking the boat over there.
It's a little bit better.
And he's off. Quick release.
Yeah, these things are just fired up back here. Oh.
Yeah, and they're basically way back in this tree, so that's why I'm using the bomber now. They're all feeding on smaller bait fish, so the nub lure is probably the smarter play. But this thing just skips so nice, so I can skip like 5-10 feet back. And that's where they mostly been feeding
back there.
Yeah, they're way back up in there. This is cool. That's just the advantage of the power of just moving around. Had we stayed in that first spot, we probably still wouldn't have caught anything.
And like we talked about, on I guess a couple podcasts ago about kind of a shortcut to finding feeding fish, both in the flats or in mangroves. Find the birds. We're literally just cruising around. Saw a bunch of birds back here. We saw some bait. And then we heard the popping. Ooh, baby.
So, all right, so I'm switching to the nub.
Are you?
Thinking that the nub is going to be the ticket.
Man, these bugs are still brutal. I even got some of that, what's that stuff called? No gnats? Dang, and they're still biting me.
Oh man, I forgot my 100-pack today.
Ooh.
That's
Advantage
not good.
Joe Meister.
That is not good.
I just had to buy a new 100-pack.
Fortunately, I have enough singles stored in here.
You've had this second
All right,
100-pack this entire time?
So what this nub is, this
We're in
is the
the
Slam
Rockies.
Shady 2.0. And we have a twist lock hook. It's actually a twist lock keeper, but a new hook that I've been testing out. And we're gonna rig it normal. And then for the nub though, so this is the 2.0. The nub is you literally purposely tear off the tail. Now I'm matching the size of the bait a little bit better. The bait's fish is still a little bit smaller than this, but it's still, it's closer than with the tail. So nub lure, here it is, and shockingly well. Looks a little silly, but it has a good darting motion in the water.
Yeah, I just got crushed out here on the backside.
Yeah, they're probably scattered around these mangroves.
Yeah, so we're in this little cove. We've kind of maximized our area, a fishable area, but they're still back here. And they're gonna leave if there's that much bait around.
Yeah, it's just such a high tide. They're pushed way back under there, and so we basically have to wait for them to kind of scare out some bait fish. They're tucked way up in there, but then when we start chasing the bait fish, they'll come out to the outside edges, and that's where we have a shot at them. We go ahead and make this puppy weedless.
Fall right into our trap.
Dig the hook point in, and now I can get really aggressive with the strikes. That thing is not going to get snagged. So I can cast way up in there without getting snagged, and hopefully get some fish to eat.
Why we call it the 2.0.
There should be some reds in here too. This is really nice little redfish cove, redfish looking cove.
Yeah, this is fall time, just one of the absolute best times to catch inshore slams. Got everything hitting, tons of bait out, and those redfish schooling up. We saw one earlier. We were kind of cruising. We ended up spooking them. But man, nothing cooler when you see those red. Man, you guys hear that?
I hear those fish popping.
When you see those redfish getting fired up. Oh, there are more popping back there.
Let's see if we can go back up in there. Yeah, there might be a little creek that goes in there. That'd be cool.
Crick.
We're gonna get hammered by the no-see-ums.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be worth it.
All right.
Let's see if we can do
Let me
this.
get super weedless here.
Ah, dang, this is a flat. Ooh, I hear them, and they're definitely on the other side. So this is a creek, but it's all overgrown. Let's see if we can get one to eat right there on the edge. That's where they went. They just followed. They went right under all these mangroves. So we might just sit here and wait for him to come back.
I'm already getting torn up, dude. Oh, look at that cast. That deserves a strike.
Yeah, this will be fun if we hook a big one too.
I'd love for one to just follow it up. Dang.
All right, we'll have to see if there's any further out this way.
Look, someone lost their line right there. Want to go back and get that? See if I can snag it. Oh, I had it. Get one more shot at it.
All right, whew.
Ah, I missed it. Someone's fishing that same area.
Let's go up.
Back there.
I'm wondering if we can get around. that are now. There's a bunch of fish back there. The whole school might have gone up that way. We'll hit this point, and then if this doesn't work, we'll go shoot out and see if we can get around.
So this is real world here, guys. Ain't no 3-day fishing show where you get 3 days to film some highlights for 20 minutes. Oh, there's some mullet
I heard
jumping
something.
back
I
there.
couldn't tell what that was.
That was a mulatto. This is what really happens, and it's tough when you got, I mean, we're basically still here at just absolute high tide. That means fish are pushed back. It's tougher to reach them.
Yeah, we're literally at slack, right? It's like basically the incoming's barely moving.
But there's always,
Ooh.
God, you hear that?
I've heard too many smacks. We've got to see if we can go around.
Golly, that sounded like a firework going off. But the beauty of it is, here we are at slack tide. We can hear the snook feeding. So there's always opportunities, just not as many.
Yeah,
There's
but still,
always opportunities.
Yeah, especially early in the morning. That we've been preaching it. That's why a lot of the latest podcasts we've done has been sun is barely coming up.
I'm gonna get down here. Joel,
That's not a coincidence, right? That's when the best bite is. So right now, I'd rather be fishing at twilight, even if it's a bad tide, than on a good tide in the middle of the day. Just the twilight bite has been really, really good. Hence that we just got in a bunch of schooling fish. Dang, one just popped right where we left. But I'm pretty sure we actually just fished this shoreline on the way over there, and I remember seeing a little creek. Yep, there we are. Ooh, I hear him. Joe, you better hurry up.
Wait for me.
No, I'm not waiting, that's for sure.
You kidding me?
All right, the sun is right in my face. I'm having a hard time to see, but this is a little entrance that we might be able to lob a cast into. Maybe we can power through it.
All right. Let's see how that.
Ooh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, we might have to get the rods down. Yeah, since you're back there, go ahead and put the rods down, Joe. Let's see if we can get back up in there.
Rods are going down. So if you guys are listening, we are going commando style.
This will be pretty cool if we can get some fish up in here.
Basically, this is like a kayaker's dream.
All right, we've got one little sliver of space. Oh, yeah.
Gotta have some good cast.
Just gonna slowly go up into it. Oh, that didn't sound good.
That was caught around the tip.
All the rod's down, so we're safe.
Glad that prevented me from casting when it did.
Now, don't worry, there's no mosquitoes back here, Joe. You'll be fine.
Oh, look at that cast. That deserves a strike. Make sure our rods are good. Ooh, 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 ooh.
They're right
That was
here.
a power pole. Oh, look at this.
So we're gonna anchor ourselves by grabbing onto the mangrove.
Oh, this is nuts. Look at all the birds back here.
Oh man, this is cool.
All right, I'm doing underhand little pitch. Oh man, this is nuts.
This is where the strikes were happening. So let's see where they are.
Hopefully we didn't spook them too bad. Oh, look at all those mullet.
Oh, one just hit mine. Eat it.
Dude, this is just loaded back here. Absolute nuts. Oh boy, caught on a mangrove tree.
Now we probably spooked him to the other side.
It'd be nice if we had two boats, two kayaks, one just sit on one end and one on the other.
Man.
All right, you know what the problem is? I didn't put any old Dr. Juice on this new lure.
Well, we got to do that, dude.
I got so excited seeing this opening. Look at all these mullet right here.
So those fish, I can hear them. They're popping. They're probably 10 feet back. They're just too far back right now to reach. So we'll have to sit here and wait a little bit.
Or will we? All right, I'm gonna go in this little. Dang, this is so cool. I love finding little.
Dang, we were just too late. This is right where they were just hammering stuff. They might. It looks like the creek continues that way, and it's another dead end. So let's sit here and wait to see if we hear them that way. I don't know if we can get to them very fast. Man, what a cool little spot.
This is.
I want to remember this.
Yes, this is also cool. Man, I'm snagging mullet left and right. And, late fall and summer, finding spots like this and remembering them, marking them down, and coming back in the winter, a kayak or a paddleboard. That's like one of the coolest times to go exploring some of those little creeks and things that you find on Google Maps. You find those like little hidden little lakes. It's so neat to do that. Oh boy.
Well,
that one deserved a strike.
I think we might have just missed him. That's a bummer.
This would almost have been like too easy.
At least found a cool spot.
I'm worried that these no-see-ums are eating through my microphone cord right now. Jeez Louise.
This is painful.
This is crazy.
It feels a lot better when you're fighting a snook.
Yeah, you kind of forget about it. But right now I'm not. I'm remembering.
Whoa, hello. Well, that was pretty cool.
That was cool. You guys are listening. You have to go watch this part. Spots like this all over the place.
Yeah, there really are a ton of them. And as Joe was saying, the wintertime is when these little hidden creeks and lakes are an absolute blast. And it's when the mosquitoes are at their best behavior. So you will definitely be seeing a good amount of exploration videos.
Tips. Whew.
Yeah, we had around a place in Marco where it's a really long path. It was probably like a quarter-mile path just like that, where all the rods have to go down and you're meandering through, and then it opens up. We've caught so many fish back there over the years. Partly because nobody goes through the effort to get back there so it doesn't get touched, and then secondly, it's just flat fun.
Yeah. Flat fun. Is that what you guys call it in Polk County? Whew, that was tough.
We'll kind of buzz around, see if they're back on the first spot, but I think they went further back that way. I don't think we can reach them. But after about 30 minutes, the water's going to start coming out, and those fish are going to have to flush out. So we're gonna get on them again. Oh, bird's over there. Well, egret just flew over and landed. So egrets usually know what's up. Well, I trust those guys.
Like a cast over there. All right. This is where we started.
Yep.
You guys are wondering why we picked this spot. We're just gonna go back to where they all were.
Oh, I heard someone just pop.
Man, I can't even see back there. The sun is right in our eyes. Like blinding. Where'd
Come on, Snook.
go?
Yeah, so a lot of times they're just cruising around, right? There's mangroves all on the shoreline here, and so in many cases they're just, oh, there we are. In many cases they're just following
Who can
the
get there
food.
first? Loop good.
In many cases they're just following, oh, you cast it right on me. Oh, might hook the same fish. Yeah, they're just following the food.
Funny.
So find that food and you will find the fish in most cases.
Oh yeah, that is a strike.
That was a good cast.
Come on.
Oh, I just had a hit. Just popping at it and not eating.
You probably snagged a mullet. Some big mullets, some legit hog legs back here. Whoa. Oh yeah. So excited about this rod building class? I don't know if you guys saw that. Mudhole, who we're doing some rod stuff with, they do rod building classes. You basically get to build your own custom inshore spinning rod. Probably, what would cost well over $300 in a store. You can learn how to do it yourself and customize, if you want Florida Gator colors or.
Oh, that was a really good cast. You're gonna hit me right in the face when you said the hook too.
Oh, I got you over here. But anyhow, you get to build your own rod and and obviously come home with it, all for 200 something bucks. And I don't know if they have any spots left by time that you guys hear this.
But what's interesting is, so I went over there before and learned a lot about it. And what's interesting is you learn what to do with rod building and what not to do. So you can go to a tackle store and see that a lot of the even higher end rods have some pretty bad flaws to them. So it's pretty interesting. Just knowing how, good construction versus bad construction is really helpful, and making sure you don't overspend for your gear.
And even the whole split grip, it's just a marketing thing. It actually helps out the manufacturers a little bit cheaper because cork is, one of the most expensive pieces. And not anything wrong with it. I mean, some people just love it. They love the feel of it. But it's actually considered a better product in many cases if you have the full-on cork, or in some cases even, what's the material that's using like this $500 rods? It's some kind of composite synthetic.
Well, the carbon's carbon's the best. There's no.
I'm talking about for the instead of cork. What is that one? G. Loomis
EVA. Talking about EVA foam.
EVA, super EVA. I have a tough time spending that much money for a rod. What was that one? The Edge 500?
500, yeah.
550? 550?
Yeah, I've got one. It's a nice rod.
Oh yeah, it's super nice.
But I prefer this one. But this is our Soft Strong custom prototype that we're working on. I much rather prefer this one. This one's just lighter and has better feel. Ooh, I'm gonna go steal your fish.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I've got the nub.
Yeah, I got hit by it was almost like a little mangrove snapper or something back there.
I'll take that.
I bet you will there, Reggie Ray.
Oh, if I can get over this mangrove.
I'm getting right back in there.
Oh. Yeah, you gotta do, when you get on a mangrove, do the little twitches. If that doesn't work,
spooked it away.
Gotta power it out.
All right, so now we're out of that area. Good news is I feel a breeze for the first time today.
Yeah, the no-see-em should finally be under control.
That was not fun.
This point right here looks really good.
Sure does. Sure does, Loogie. I'm gonna make a long cast. Ooh, baby. So we're just using our little 10-pound braid. Hey, we gotta come up with a name for that thing, right? For Luke's / Peter Deek special. There we go.
There we are. Ooh.
Oh, it's fighting like a jack or a
fighting.
catfish.
Oh no, that's probably red. I was thinking jack until that swirl.
No, I think it's a little snook. Yep.
Yep.
I did it all for the snook.
That didn't want to jump.
All right. Got another snook, guys. Slam Shady 2.0. Thing hit right out in the middle. Long cast. That is once again why it is important. We're literally just talking about it. There you go. Good looking little fish. Doing long cast so they don't know that you're there. And the 10-pound, we did a whole podcast on that, on the 10-pound test versus the 20 or even 15. A lot of people go to, because a lot of first-time anglers and heck, even some experienced people will say, oh, I got to go heavy just in case you find that real big one. And Luke, what was the number? How many casts did it take where you had an extra football? I feel like 15 or 20. It wasn't that many.
Just 15.
15. So, not to confuse you with numbers, but if you're using 10-pound braid as your main line versus 20-pound braid in general, if you just did consistent cast as far as you could, trying to get as far away from your vessel, it's an extra football field of coverage in the most ideal feeding zone, right?
Yeah,
because the further you are away, the better your chances of the fish not knowing that you're there. That's crazy.
So for this type of fishing, that's not that big of a deal, because here it's more about accuracy. Joe, how about stand toward the side, blocking the view?
Sorry.
For here, it's more about accuracy, and as I said that, I'm getting stuck in the mangroves. So out here, it's really not about distance, and this is where we need more power. So if you are gonna, if I would ever use 20-pound braid or more, it would be in situations like this. These fish are all small, so it's no big deal. But if these were slot-sized fish or bigger, then I would definitely be I wouldn't be using 10-pound. But when you get on the open flats, like going after redfish and trout and even snook up on the flats in open water, going to 10-pound is a total game changer, right? Because that's where you're doing the max distance. There's really no structure, and those fish are on shallow water, so they're spooky, and so you need to get your lure as far away from you as possible. And going down to that 10-pound braid is more than enough power to handle any size fish, as long as there's not structure around.
Yep.
And it is a significant advantage for casting.
But even so, we've caught just some monster fish with 10-pound, even with some structure around.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I've had.
And I mean, a lot of it's you're using the right leader too.
And right now, I'm not panicking. Like the kind of human nature when a fish, say, hook a big snook and it gets you in the mangroves or around a dock pile, and the human nature is to jerk back and pull it out. That's the worst thing you can do, because all it does is it just breaks the line, right? It puts too much stress on the line. I'm getting on mangoes every cast here. What you should do in that situation is actually lighten the tension, because your goal, as soon as that line, you can feel stuff rubbing. Ooh, that's a better fish there.
Oh yeah.
As soon as you feel that rubbing, now you're in line prevention. Like, it needs to go to total line prevention mode. And
Slam Shady 2.0, Dr. Juice. It's coming right at us.
I've
What is
landed
it?
overslot
coming
snook,
right at us.
overslot redfish. That might be a red.
Oh, it's just
Oh, another snook.
energetic one for sure.
Snook that doesn't want to jump.
Sheesh.
Right on the point, right where it's supposed to be.
Yep. So that was where it was. If you want to focus in, look, I made that cast right there on that point. See the water? There's a little bit of water moving, or just really just the wind pushing it. A little bit of bait, AKA the honey hole. And even though it's not a big one, I felt like it was bigger the way he was fighting it first. But still, man, what a fun fish. Beautiful snooky. Love those snook. Right there. Man, I got him hooked really well. Right in the thick part of the lip. All right, bud.
See if we can get another one from your little spot over there.
All right, check the line.
Yeah, points. Every point is worth at least one cast.
It's a little bit of a fray there. I don't know if you can see that in there. So I am going to retie. That's after 3 snook. Always smart, because you never know when you're going to find a big one. So I still got probably a good solid 2 feet, which is another question we get a lot is, how long to start your leader? And they usually go a little over 2 feet to start the morning off. What about you, Luke?
Yeah, around that.
Geez, videographer coughing. COVID free? He's Louise. Oh yeah, you already had COVID recently, so be somewhat safe. All right, cough all you want. But anyhow, go as close as you can in the knot. Make sure to take any excess line, put it in your pocket, not in the waterways, and then retie, and boo bam shim. Don't hook yourself. Like that. Oh, let's do there. It's a little loop knot. Good to go. Oh, look, that snook got me. Dang. Son of a gun. I get home, tell my kids how tough I am, and I took a beating from a snook. And once again, try to get all the little
dinker snook.
Huh?
Little dinker snook.
Yeah, his little top fin.
Lost a battle.
Hit me.
Yeah, I've never been here before, but just looking, so the current flow is still coming in. I can see, if you don't know if you get these little looks like raindrops, but it's not raining, it's just little bait fish. That's what these fish are feeding on, these little tiny baits. And so we'll just keep pushing up in this little bit. There's a nice looking point up here.
I'm gonna try to hit that point down there. Look at that cast. That just deserves another strike. Another snookage. So even with all this little bait, the 2.0 width tail is
taking the cake on so far.
Been a good performer. But some days, you just got a hot hand. I've had, like a couple times ago, remember, Luke, I couldn't catch it.
Oh man, I was messing with the trolling motor.
Oh boy,
I thought I was on the.
I hate to see that happen. Such a nice guy like you.
I've been having some legit mangrove snagging issues this morning, and I was assuming I was on a mangrove route, and then all of a sudden it pulled back real hard.
Steal that fish from Luke right in front of his face.
So I was so slow on the hook set, I don't know if it realized what was up. So let's see if we'll hit it again.
I want to catch a redfish here.
Yeah, this looks like redfish territory
I love
for sure.
Snook, man, one of the coolest things about fall, I mentioned it earlier, the redfish schools, and if you've never seen one, oh man, you missing out. You definitely need to go out fishing in the fall. And heck, worst case, if you have one day and you just want to guarantee, go book a guide. We're actually doing something kind of cool with all of our employees. This is mandatory that we're actually making them go fish with a guide and take someone out. So there's a couple things. They have to take someone out who's maybe never been fishing or normally wouldn't. So that's kind of cool to introduce someone new to fishing, one or more people. And two, just to support a local guide. They're critical to the growth of fishing, and we want guides to know that, man, we're on their side and we want to support them, and it's cool. I mean, it helps the guides out. They get a booking they might not have had with some of our employees, and it gets our employees out. So it's like once again like a mandatory paid vacation day where they have to go out fishing with a guide, and then they have to take someone who normally might not be into fishing, or might just be a workaholic and can never get the day off, and kind of force them to take a Thursday or Friday off and do something fun. So it's been cool. It's been cool to see the stories. One of the guys, Richard, took his dad, who he doesn't get to fish with, and Kaylee took some family members and stuff that don't get to fish that often. Nick ended up doing some offshore stuff down in the Keys, just doing something he always wanted to do. I know Justin's going out with a guy that Peter Deeks recommended here recently. Tony's got someone there in Indian River area. So pretty cool.
Yeah, win-win for everybody.
Win-win. We like win-wins. Look at the bait up there. Let's see if there's any fish around here. What's that, Joel? Oh boy, he's giving us a cutoff time, huh? Well, Luke, you're not gonna have trouble catching stuff with tail wrapped around.
Yeah, that's not gonna help. So I got the tail slam shady and then my tail wrapped up.
All right.
Yeah, that nub, I got used to skip that. That nub actually skips better. So I do like the nub for fishing mangroves. They just seem to be
got hooked on that tree.
Seem to be responding to the paddle tails better today.
Luke there. Watch out, I'm on that tree. There we go. Yes. The beauty of using a weedless hook. Just skin hook that thing and go weedless. The ability to fly through the air with the greatest of ease and skip underneath mangrove trees, docks, other foliage. Booyah.
This is a cool little bay. I've never been back here before.
Wide open here. Not seeing any mullet jumping.
Yeah.
So normally what we do here in a new spot like this is, obviously fish it, but to look around. I just saw something jump over there on that point, Luke.
All right.
And so, it's intimidating, right? When you look at a new bay like this, I mean, it's pretty wide open. If you can pan around here, like, all right, which spot do I hit? Where are the fish going to be? And the first thing is just kind of slow down and look. See a little bait over here, and look for those jumps. I mean, just all it takes is one mullet jumping out of the air, or a bird diving. There's a bird over there.
Jumping out of the air?
Jumping out of the water into the air with the greatest of ease.
That sounds better.
Jeez.
Yeah, but there's really not much.
Can we edit that part? I feel like I look like an idiot. This is the first time it's going to happen on a podcast. So yeah, you can say things are getting a little bit serious.
We left a spot that has all sorts of food, and now we're in an area that doesn't have much, so we're probably not going to be back here very long, unless I get a strike on the spot.
And Joel, our camera guy, said we got like 10 minutes left.
Oh.
And we can't do edits because we live.
I'm just hammering these mangroves.
Yeah, you are.
So this is it.
If you can't catch anything, might as well catch something, huh?
Skip one underneath there. This one, there's a fish there. It's gonna eat. Ooh.
Yeah, the only mullet I saw were on the other side. Let's switch the other side, and then we'll call it not a day for us. We'll keep going out and try to get our slam. You insiders will be able to see the report. By the time this goes live, insiders will have already seen the report and see exactly where we're fishing.
And as this water gets lower, we're really waiting on this water to flush out. That's when we can find those redfish schools a whole lot easier. I was out last time I was out here, and I was a couple miles away, but fairly close. It was low tide. I got on to I was having a really slow morning, and decided, okay, one more spot. And so I went up there, and all of a sudden I see some wakes that like off in the distance. And so I was upwind of them. It was like perfect situation. I snuck up on them, and it turns out to be a big school of redfish all over slot. And I was actually doing a rattles versus no rattles test with using the Alabama leprechauns, which is our split tail jerkbait. And sure enough, it was reds, and I hooked one. And as I was fighting it, the school, it like left and came around and was coming back towards me. So I put the rod down that had the fish on, grabbed the other rod, and made a cast in the school, and I hooked up. So I doubled up on oversaw redfish, and it was just me out there. It was really my first time ever doing that.
Thanks for the invite. The jerk store just called, and they're all out of you.
So I'm hoping to repeat that here later today once this water.
With a friend this time.
Yeah, well, maybe we can triple up.
Why not quadruple?
Might as well.
Ooh, see that bait scatter? That's when you spook it up when you're cast. Why not 6 minute abs? 7 minutes, because 7 minutes is what it takes.
No, nobody's gonna believe 6 minute abs. Way too fast. What movie was that from? Is that something about
Joel?
Mary, I think?
Ben Stiller, for sure.
Yeah,
and he's in a car with that random guy, hitchhiking or something. He's schlepping his DVD series. No one will believe that. They don't have time to get good abs.
All right, I'm seeing a nice little cove.
Which
one?
one?
A point. Oh, don't worry about it.
Oh,
Don't you worry about it.
Look at that.
I'm going for
Cast a
that
country
cove.
mile. Let's see if I can't pull out a fish from that little spot. Yeah, we'll come up here. This is kind of a dead end, and then we'll end it. And we're gonna start heading out towards the kind of the outside, because that is the beauty of understanding tides. And you got mangroves and you got choke points, and the water will be flushing. All this bait we've been seeing will be getting pushed out over the next couple hours. And we'll just be sitting there waiting on it.
And you better believe those redfish know it's gonna happen.
They know, we all know.
They're not all that smart, but they're definitely not stupid.
Yeah, they're kind of predictable. A lot of it then just comes down to positioning and not spooking them. It's one of the toughest things, and we all lose so many opportunities at fish because we're either not positioned right, or we're too loud, too gassy, whatever it might be. Did I say that? You guys missed the one episode. We couldn't even play it. It was so bad. It was like tooting a horn the entire time.
All right, last cast.
Burritos, tacos.
Gonna use the wind there, so I cast it over the point, and the wind bowed the line out, so I'm gonna buzz right on.
Oh, this thing keeps going, huh?
This
I thought it was a
mangrove
dead
line.
end. Sheesh. All right. So we will close it up then, so we can go push out here. But guys, hopefully that was helpful.
Nothing.
This is what happens in the real world. Real fishing when you're just kind of at a really tough point in the day, meaning slack tide, super high tide, trying to find some new spots. You got nothing but a dream, some Slam Shady, some Dr. Juice. We still caught a few fish, but we catch 4.
That was respectable.
Yeah.
Short amount of time. Yeah. And always check the leaders. Normally I would have retied if I was, normally I use 20 pound, but there's been a lot of big snooks, so I beefed up to 30. But since those snook were small, I didn't retie, but that would not handle a bigger snook. You can see all that fray going on.
Yeah, that's
So
a
I'm gonna
good fray.
retie that puppy, and then we're gonna go look for some more fish. Hopefully that water starts pouring out soon.
Is that the name of a band, The Fray? Joel, what was the song they sang?
Oh gosh, I forget.
Breakfast at Tiffany's? No, someone else. Anyhow, we love the Fray, clearly, one of our favorite bands. Yeah, whatever happened to Natalie and Bruglia? I was thinking about her this morning. Remember her? Natalie and Bruglia, like one hit wonder? She's hanging out with the 3 non-blonde somewhere. Anyhow, guys, hope you enjoyed this. This real life stuff. Let us know. We love hearing feedback. Certainly different. No one else seems to be doing this, just a live podcast, but I think it's the most helpful. Even when I live in Winter Haven, Luke's in the water in St. Pete, and trying to get the kids on more bass, and I'm moderately successful. I've caught some pretty big lunkers, but I'm not that consistent, to be honest with you. And so I started watching, I don't even remember the name of the channel, but it's guys doing similar stuff like this. They're just on the water, showing the good, the bad, the ugly. Man, it's brilliant. Why can't it be more real and a whole more trustworthy? It's honestly just more helpful to see, hey, what do you do when you're in a bad spot or a tough tide? Because it happens, right?
I mean, not every second's going to be catching fish, and you're going to be getting stuck in mangroves, and as I did way more than I should have today. But it's just it's just stuff happens. So I think it is cool. It's refreshing to see what actually happened in the water. So hopefully you enjoyed it. It's been it's a lot of fun. It's fun to do, and it's very good on the editing. All right, because
Joel loves it.
A 30-minute show takes 30 minutes to do, and unlike most shows, it's like 3 days. So
Joel's wife, if you're watching and you hear Joel complaining about all the long editing, yeah, right. Come on, I don't even want to hear it. But yeah, it's also refreshing, to see someone else have a bad day and get stuck in mangroves and twist up your line. But anyhow, if you guys like it, let us know if there's certain kind of areas, spots, different species you want to see us target. Let us know. And of course, join us in the Insider Club. That's where we actually post exactly. That was a mullet. But Muller jumping here. That's where we actually post exactly where we're fishing. And but more importantly, we just focus on trends. Now that we have 25,000 plus members, we've got a lot of trends. And so every Friday, it's probably one of the most valuable. Thursday, we do the live coaching. So if you are going to be fishing that weekend, you want to literally ask all of our coaches, hey, where would you guys fish? Here's exactly where I'm going, or I'm going to be, or I'm launching. We'll get on satellite map and literally show you. It's like having a full-time guide in your back pocket. Then on Friday, Luke spends the majority of his morning there just going through all of the different reports, because we're getting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fishing reports, and basically just curates all the trends, starting from Texas, moving over the Gulf into Florida, and even up to Virginia, on how to go catch redfish, speckled trout, snook, and flounder. And occasionally there'll be times where we're going after cobia or triple tail, et cetera.
Yep, tarpon, just seasonal stuff.
So helpful. I mean, you just have an absolute upper hand. You have an advantage over the other anglers who are going out somewhat blind. You have a game plan is really what it's all about, which is why we call it that. So we're going to close down here before we drift into this mangrove line. But do join us in the Insider Club. For you current insiders, thank you guys so much. You are the rock, the foundation of this club and of this community and of Salt Strong. So we can't do it without you, and we appreciate you big time. If we can do anything to better serve you, just let us know. We're pretty wide open in terms of being available to you guys and listening, and that's how we continue to get better. So thank you guys. Peace. We out.
See ya.
Whoop, whoop.